Hey guys, um, I've been doing a lot of posting, and it seems like this is a trading journal. It was really for you know cable guy, and I don't really need a journal. And I've been doing a lot of it. It's kind of tiring, so I'm going to scale back on my posting. Maybe show the results at the end of the session. I only trade 1 hour anyway, but I figure I'd do one more last video for you guys, showing you how to put the lines in the chart, what to look for. Um, and So I got a 512, tick chart. That's what I've been using. Slows it down for me. So if I'm going to put the lines on the chart, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the extreme in, which would be right up there at 63.50, and make that 62.63, I should say. 62.63. Okay. So 62, 63.50. My mistake. If you're using Sierra charts, what you can do is up on top here, if you right click and you got a custom bar, you go to tools and you look for, I guess that would be a horizontal line, and you just, add it over to here and it'll appear up there. And then after you put your line on a chart, you right click on it, you press lock, you right click on it again, and you put in modify text, and you can put in here extreme. Okay, so this here is a high volume node at 54. At 54. So here's a 54 high volume node, and lock it in. Right click, modify, and abbreviation AVN. Now right in here, you see this little space in here at 48? That's really a single thing. Let me make it bigger so you can see it. See right in there? This is just one row right over there. So I'm going to put something in over here at 48. So 48, and I'll just call that, I always call that, valley. Okay, so let me bring this back to what it's supposed to be. And my next point would be 26 and a quarter for the point of control. 26 and a quarter. Well, it's really below here, but you get the point. You put one over here, and you put a valley low in, and then you put it over here, because you can see this is the first hour, and we didn't get lower than 36, so I don't really have to even bother. But you get the idea. Okay, so then you get the lines, and now I'm looking for setups at one of these levels. Okay, uh, so the market opens here, and you could have taken one right at the when it came down to here. You could have taken right at the extreme, for the simple reason, you had this 1, 2, 3 pattern that broke, and then the pullback. So you could have taken it to the pullback area, which would be fine at 64, and you could have wrote it down to the high volume node. And so this would just mark the spots off. So this would have been right over here, and you could have went down from here. This is where you take your profit, and then you get this. You get kind of stopped over here. And then it goes down here, and here's a pullback again, right at the high volume node. Make that over here, and you can get it over here. And good profit. You can get it. You can get 24 ticks out of that. And what's next? Uh, I mean, you could have taken this pullback to here and went down. It's happening above here, but I didn't take that one. I just saw a bunch of sideways and kind of could have been a 2B. Got bounced off of here. But once price came down over here, I definitely took this guy right over there, and that's a fill. And there's your pullback right to there, and then we made a new low, and could have taken a pull. So let me just put the arrows there. Could have taken that guy, and you could have taken a pullback to that valley area, which would be this guy over here, and you could have taken a pullback to here, which would have been 45.75, and you would end up with a break even here. So what do we have here? Well, we get this 2B formation. You can see all this area over here is being stopped out. The last swing just got tapped out. They trapped the market right there on the swing. And you could have taken a poke bar. This here's a poke bar. We're right at you're right at a level here, and you could have taken a poke bar right underneath this candle here, and down you would have went. Then you got this 1, 2, 3 pattern. 1 is the low, 2 is the pullback, 3 is an attempt to go lower, but it doesn't, and then it breaks. And over here is where you get into the trade, right under it, right to the tech, and you could have taken this up to the valley. And that's how I look for setups around the levels, because the levels aren't magic. What these levels are telling me, at least me, is that this is where high volume activity is being taken place. That's why you got a high volume node over here. You got this pocket over here. You can see a lot of action happen around this pocket over here, around this 48 level. That's where decisions were being made. Look how many times it bounced here, went a little lower, came back, went through it, came back to it, came back to it, went above it, tried to hold it, broke through it, came back. So I'm just going to continue to go through the day as if I was trading it. So what do we have here? So we get this 2B formation. It breaks up higher, and then we pull back. And you could have looked at this as a 2B break, right at a level here. So this is what I mean by a 2B break. So you made a higher. This guy's your higher high, and then you got to pull back, and then it goes up here and just nips out the high, and then breaks. So what I call a 2B is really a 1, 2, 3 pattern that gets broken. So you got point 1, point 2, point 3, and then point 3 gets broken. So for a lack of a better name, it's a 2B, because Trader Vic's 2B would be like this, where you make a higher high and a higher low, and it just takes out the high. So as you can see, it looks like the same pattern. It's a trap play. So if this thing breaks, taking a pullback to here is not terrible, and down for some. And then you got the 2B the other way, which goes up here, and this would be my entry right there, which would get filled, and I get to go on the the magic carpet ride. And you could have taken this thing up, and you can see that now the trend is completely up here, and you could have taken. So if you would have got in over here at 53.25, and you just followed the candles up, as soon as this candle got taken out, it was at 53.25. It went all the way up to here and then dropped back down. So somewhere in here, you could have bailed out. Because once you see a pin bar like that, and then here's the scenario: you get out, and you see that you got a hook right over here. Is a hook pattern. You get a 1 candle pullback. So taking an entry right above there gets you up even higher, and then it goes down, gives you a pullback here. Up is another pullback. Goes up, another pullback. Well, could have done a bunch of things here. So let me just show you what you could have done. So we make this higher high. So originally you're going to have your entry over here, and you could have still left it there. But here's one of those 2B patterns again, where it makes a higher high and a pullback, and then this takes out the high just by a little bit, and then we get a break. You could have taken a pullback right to the to this level right here, and you could have taken it down for some, and then you get this 2B followed by this 1, 2, 3, and but that's kind of like sideways, so I would let that go. And so we make a higher high and a higher low, and price takes out the high over here and pulls right back to that candle and up for some more. And makes a higher high and a higher low and comes up to here, and there's your pullback right there. And you could have taken this thing up from 88 to another 25, 30 ticks. Of course, you're not going to be trading this time of the day, but here's this huge 1, 2, 3 pattern that gives you a break, and there's your pullback right over here. So that's basically how I use, and as you can see, we're way above. So when you get out of the so here's something I didn't tell you. Once you get out of the profile, so let's see, where do we get out of the profile? We get out when we take out the extreme. So once you're over here, you're out of the profile, so now you have to look for more information over here. So this here is the day before that, which would be Wednesday. So you got a at 76, you got a point of control. So I wouldn't just take it, not when we're starting to rise like that, but once we break above, taking a pullback to it would be no problem, especially when it's already cleared the point of control, and that would be it. These are all-time highs, so I don't think there's any other days. Let me just take a look. Yeah, we're at all-time highs over here, so you just trade pullbacks. Right there's a nice pullback. So again, I'm gonna scale back on my posting. It's no use I don't need a journal. I know what I'm doing. So I just thought I'd do this little video for you guys. Hope it helps.